Yeah, that had to be it. Of course, LeBron, yes. It's always about the wine. Clippers and Nuggets. Oh, you remember the last time. Yes. Remember the Nuggets knocking the Clippers out of the Western Conference semis back in September in the bubble? Clippers cooking, though, downtown in the first half, shooting 12 of 23 on threes with 11 of those shots coming off assists. Clippers go into the break up 72 to 55. They remembered. Let's just put it that way. Second half we go. Nuggets trailed by double digits in their last three games against the Clippers, and they won all three, but that didn't happen in this one. Not even close, with the Clippers up 76-58. Paul George sharing to Kawhi Leonard for three. Leonard, 21 points and 7 assists. Clippers are rolling. Under 7 minutes left in the third. Lou Williams, look who's wide open. Paul George, off to a great start in this season so far. George, 23 points, 9 assists. Just over 6 minutes to go in the game. Patrick Beverley, he misses from there. Leonard will get it. Tries to get the rebound. Leonard falls to the ground, and he starts bleeding. Leonard, what happened here? Well, it was an elbow. He took a hard elbow to the face from his teammate Serge Ibaka while trying to grab the rebound. Leonard would leave the game, did not return. Clippers would win, but here's our Malika Andrews on Kawhi Leonard.
It was a scary moment for the Los Angeles Clippers when Kawhi Leonard went down after colliding with Serge Ibaka late in the game. There was a lot of blood on the court as Kawhi was holding his mouth. But eventually, after medical staff came onto the floor and Serge stayed with him the entire time, Kawhi was able to stand up and walk off of the court under his own power. I'm told that he got 8 stitches to treat what the team is calling a mouth laceration. And Ty Lue said after the game that he believes Kawhi Leonard is, quote, going to be fine.
Well, the Clippers have some experience playing without Kawhi Leonard, considering his load management situation last season. The Clippers are just a hair above 500 without Leonard, and their points per game differential gets cut nearly in half without Leonard. Opponents also are shooting a little better from three when facing the Clippers. Games on ESPN and ABC. We start with Luka Doncic, who grew up idolizing LeBron James, of course. Big matchup for these two. Woohoo! And how about Anthony Davis having fun with Montrezl Harrell's Christmas shoes pregame? James finding Davis early and often. Davis with the finish, 28 points for AD. Later in the first, James in transition again finds Davis once again. Easy bucket. With James's third assist, he joined the Big O. Oscar Robertson is the only players with 100 career assists on Christmas Day. The two were not done. James and Davis had it going on throughout the first half. The dynamic duo combining for 32 points on 12 of 18 shooting from the floor, showcasing their dominance early against Dallas. Less than a minute left in the second. Doncic guarding James. James, too much, hitting that tough J over Luka. 22.7 boards, 10 assists for James. Look at that great shot. James scored or assisted on 31 of the 54 points the Lakers scored with him on the floor. Dennis Schroeder gets it to Kyle Kuzma, who drains the three. The Lakers hit 9 threes in the first half. They had 9 total threes in that season-opening loss. Third quarter, after putting up 11 in the first half, Doncic would put up 12 points in the third. 9 and 19 from the field for the game, 27 points, 7 assists. Just wouldn't be enough, though. Later in the third, Lakers up 14. James doing a little dancing on Doncic. Oh, that's not fair. Expanding the lead. But what about Dennis Schroeder and Montrezl Harrell, the new additions on the Lakers, right? Off-season pickups, how would they perform? Well, Schroeder finished with 18 points, 7-11 from the field, 6 assists. And Harrell, 22 points, 10 of 13 from the field, 7 boards. Both those guys helped the Lakers to a 14-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. Lakers were on the glass heavy all throughout this game. Markieff Morris, he'll miss the three, tip it out to Harrell. Kuzma and Harrell work the pick and roll. Kuzma is going to dump it off to Harrell, and he's going to finish inside eventually. And the Lakers go up 101-87. James here misses a three. Morris will keep it alive to Kuzma. Kuzma will find James, and then James would find Morris at the corner for three. Morris, 9.7 boards. Second chance points would hurt the Mavs, obviously, in this one, as the Lakers would outscore the Mavs 35-0 in second chance points. Wow. 138-115, the final. All Lakers in this one. Here's Anthony Davis after the big win.
The more and more, we get to play with each other, the more we're going to figure things out. But, we went to the film and realized that, we can be a lot better. And we pride ourselves on not losing 2 in a row. We did the same thing last year. We never want to lose 2 games in a row, so we know we're going to come out and get this game. And come out with a lot of energy and effort.
We know what our identity is. Our team know what our identity is. And, the ball is going to be in me and AD's hand for the majority of the time, but we have the ability to be able to defer, to Dennis, and he can run the offense, be able to defer and get the ball to Trez in the low post and he do his thing, be able to get the ball to Kuz in his sweet spots as well. So we know who we are, and we want to continue to build off that.
LeBron James continuing to etch his name in the NBA history books, especially on Christmas Day. Friday was his 10th win on the 25th of December, tying his buddy Dwayne Wade for most all time. LeBron's 25 made threes on Christmas, tied with KD for most all time. And his 4 games with 10 assists, fewer only than Oscar Robertson's 8. If you think we are done talking about LeBron James, then you don't know SportsCenter. Later in the show, it's a Christmas miracle. Santa Perk is back, and he's talking about the king.
Ho, 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 SportsCenter. Gather around. Santa Perk is about